Hi guys, this is Sibylla Mirage. Welcome back to my new channel. Today I'm going to show you how I wash my vintage Alhambra 5-motif bracelets. This is our little setup. I usually use a gentle soap like this baby soap by CeraVe, but it doesn't have to be CeraVe. I prefer to use a very gentle soap. I am also going to use a toothbrush that is extra soft. As you can see here, the bristles are extremely soft. Are you ready, guys? Let's go. I add a dollop of the baby soap into an empty bowl. I would hate for you to ruin any of your crystals, so no hand soap, no dishwashing soap, none of that. Mild baby soap and then cold water. I usually put soap where the water will hit the bowl, that way it already pre-mixes. But then I still mix the soap in with water with my hand, and I make sure that the water is a little bit soapy. If I do not feel the water being soft, if the water is still a little bit hard, I poured a lot of water, so I'm going to add a little bit more of the baby soap and repeat the process of mixing it in very well. I think I'm happy now. So I'm gonna get my beautiful 5-motif bracelets, my babies. I really don't do this very often because I don't wear them as much as I thought I would. I do not wear them every day. I am going to start with the onyx bracelet. I don't submerge the bracelet under water for a long period of time. I just do it for a second or two, get it out, and then wash each stone with my fingers. And then I get my extra soft toothbrush. First, I make sure that the bracelet is very wet, and then I go over each of the stones with a toothbrush. And the reason for that is, if you own any of the 5-motif bracelets with stones in them, you would know that there is always a space between the gold frame and the stone inside. So I highly advise you to get in there with a brush, very soft brush, and just go around the gold part so it gets in the crevices between the stone and the gold frame. I also go into the crevices on the side of each of the clovers. Here you saw me drop a little bit of the bracelet into the water, so I pulled it right out and put it into my hand because you don't want your bracelet to be submerged. Then I wash it under running water and I make sure to save that soapy water for the next bracelet. I just make sure to get all of the soap out. You want to get it all out. I try not to wash my bracelets often, and that's why I am trying to do a very good job while also moving extremely fast, as you can tell. Then I put my bracelet into a very fluffy towel and I pat until it's dry, and I don't stop there. Then I get a paper towel, a clean, dry paper towel, of course, and I pat the clovers dry. And then the final step would be me getting a microfiber cloth. You can use any. This one is probably from a dollar store or Ralph's. I'm not sure. It's gonna do just fine as long as it's new. Now see how shiny the bracelet is. I just look at it really closely to make sure that there's no water residue because I want it to be shiny. Water residue is not gonna hurt it, but just to make sure that it's super shiny because I don't want to polish it again. I just want to wear it and enjoy it the next time I use it. Then I put it back into the travel pouch, but not completely. I will put it into the holder part, but not inside of the travel pouch just yet. Regardless of whether you want to keep it in a travel pouch or the case, let it dry. Don't forget that there is space between the stone and the gold, and you want to make sure that it dries completely. I let it sit there for, I don't know, 30 minutes. Now let's wash my Chalcedony bracelet. That is my newest addition. I got it when I got my puppy as a way to celebrate, and this was kind of like a push present for myself. It may be a little out there, but hey, we all are a little crazy in our own beautiful way. And now I do the exact same thing. I do not wash mother of pearl this way. I skip the first 2 steps. I do not submerge it into soapy water, and I do not use a toothbrush. I do sometimes when I see dirt within the gold bubbles and the crevices on the side. Otherwise, I just wash it with my fingers under running water for literally a couple of seconds, pat it dry, make sure it's dry again with a paper towel, and then I use a microfiber cloth, and that is it. This is the way that makes me feel very safe and happy, because I want my crystals to be very clean. See how when the water is running, it makes our solution foam up more? It means it had perfect amount of soap. It is not too much foam, it is not too little. It was perfect amount to soften the water and actually help me clean my jewelry very well. Look how shiny! It is gorgeous! One thing I wanted to mention is that Chalcedony has a different type of shine to it. So when it reflects light, it does not look like glass surface, just like onyx or carnelian. Those shine very bright and reflect light, just like a glass surface would. But Chalcedony has a very waxy type of sheen to it. It is still very shiny. I'm showing you here another method of how to dry your crystals. For instance, here I just wrap it in a paper towel. I make sure that none of the clovers overlap so they don't scratch the stones or each other, and I just leave it like that for maybe 10 minutes. So either a paper towel method or an open travel pouch method, what I call them, both work just fine. So it's up to you at this point. I cannot stop looking at it. It is so shiny. Here I come back in a couple of minutes, get it out of the paper towel and put it into its travel case, but I do not close them. I put them inside, but I still leave them open, and then the next day probably I will close them unless I will wear them tonight. hope you found this video helpful. If so, please like it for me and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye guys!